This is part 3 of a series of videos. To watch the previous parts, see the description. One of the most famous things in physics, furthermore, is Albert Einstein's theory of relativity. Most people know the name theory of relativity, but most people also don't know what the theory is about. And the theory is about something which is called time dilation. And time dilation makes real-world future or time travel possible. So the answer to the question, is time travel possible, is actually yes. Time travel is possible, and this is no science fiction. So the thing is, there are two possible ways to travel in the future. By the way, there is no way to travel back into the past. So time travel backwards into the past is not possible. Because this would lead to paradoxes, and we don't want to have paradoxes in our life. But time travel into the future is possible. The first way is speed, and this is the effect Einstein's special theory of relativity describes. Time dilation and time travel by high speed. And so if you imagine you had a twin brother, and imagine you and your twin brother are maybe 20 years old. And then you make a journey in which you travel with 90% of the speed of light for maybe a few days. Then, by the way, I didn't calculate this, I'm just trying to make the point clear. But then maybe you come back after a few days, you are still 20 years old, and your twin brother is now maybe 50 years old. Because time passes slower for people or for objects in motion relative to other objects. Because you moved at relativistic speeds, relativistic speed means a higher percentage of the speed of light, your time passed slower than your twin brothers, and that's why you will come back and see your twin brother with grey hair and maybe with a wife and children and maybe also grandchildren, while you still are in your 20s and don't have a wife at all. And your brother might ask, where have you been the last 30 years? And you might answer, well, I've just been away for 3 days. And this is the effect of time dilation. That time really goes by slower for people in motion. And there is one other way to travel into the future, and this is Einstein's general theory of relativity, which tells that if you are near a big mass, your time passes slower. So one possibility is to travel at relativistic speeds. Another possibility would be to come near a black hole, because a black hole, due to its huge mass, makes something like a hole in space-time. And because it makes a hole in space-time, time is a little bit different when it comes to black holes. I could just make a whole video on black holes and on time dilations in their environment, but not now. But if you travel to black holes, the same effect will show up. So if you have a twin brother and he's 20 years old, and you go to, imagine you had a black hole in your garden, and you go to a black hole, and then you come back, and then again, your twin brother might be 50 years or 60, I don't know, or 40, I just don't know, but many years older than you are, and you might ask, where have you been the last 30 years? And you might answer, well, I've just been to a black hole for 3 days. And this is really the same effect like with high speed. And there is a really simple formula to calculate the time dilation when it comes to high speed. The formula for when it comes to mass is a little bit more difficult, but you can just Google time dilation and you will find the formulas. Yes, and this is one more fascinating side of physics, namely Einstein's theories of relativity. One very philosophical question which many people would like to have an answer to is how the universe will end and how it will die. And if you would like to know more about that, just click here for part 4.